Hello, welcome to the English Language Learning Podcast. Today's episode, Texting Habits Destroying Human Relations. Texting habit is destroying human relations. Texting habit is destroying human relations. You can find a link to a leitura, to what I am reading in a minute, minutinho. Você pode encontrar na descrição no canal do YouTube. Every episode has a short reading at the beginning. Then we do a review of the English, the language, right? The grammar, the vocabulary, the pronunciation. And then at the very end, we do questions and conversation about the topic. The topics are very diverse. So again, the headline, the title, Texting Habit is Destroying Human Relations. Excuse me. This is from redshrians, some user on social media, who wrote this opinion. Again, you can find the reading, a leitura, pode encontrar, in the description for the YouTube video. Here we go. Texting habits destroying human relations. Messages and chats through phones have very little capability to express opinions and build relations. It's ultimately destroying relations in the want of more human connection at important moments during any relationship. Humans are better off meeting regularly and at least give a call if a discussion grows. Strictly avoid messages for serious discussions. That is all from, it's a very short one paragraph opinion. Again, you can find the leitura, the reading, in the description section on YouTube. And disclaimer, aviso, the English here is not great, which is okay for us. We can look at bad English and make corrections. So already, just from the title, the headline, Texting Habit is Destroying Human Relations. Usually you need an article, The Texting Habit, or The Habit of Texting is Destroying Human Relations. So, but coming up in the next segment, we will go over the English. We will review and investigate the English because, well, this is an English language learning podcast. Actually, it's the English language learning podcast. So stay tuned for all things English in the next segment. Texting habit is destroying human relations. Texting habit is destroying human relations. That was our title. We have a short paragraph. And you know what? I'll read it again. You can find the description. You can find the link to the reading in the description on YouTube. Messages and chats through phones have very little capability to express opinions and build relations. It's ultimately destroying relations in the want, in the desire, in the vantage of more human connection at important moments during any relationship. Humans are better off meeting regularly and at least give a call if a discussion grows. Strictly avoid messages for serious discussions. I got to read that sentence in the middle. It's ultimately destroying relations in the want of more human connection at important moments during any relationship. I don't really understand what the hell that means. So, but let's go through the English. I mentioned the title, Texting Habit. The habit of texting. Or just texting. You don't need habit. Texting is destroying human relations. You don't need to describe texting. Everyone knows what texting means. You don't need to describe it as a habit or describe the habit as texting. Just say texting. Chats. First sentence. Messages and chats. Bate-papos. Right? Short conversations. Short, usually informal conversations. Messages and chats. To build relations. Messages and chats through phones have very little capability, capacidade, to express opinions and build relations. So to build relations, it's an expression for the process of forming relationships with other people or things or institutions, whatever. But forming relationships, construir relações. To be better off. This is in the final sentence. It's only 3 sentences, but this is the final sentence. Humans are better off meeting regularly. Better off is an expression that we use. It's a big adjective, I guess, right? Humans are what? Tired, funny, interesting? No, humans are better off meeting regularly. Regularly. Better off would mean to be in a relatively better position or more advantageous position. So, estar melhor. Os humanos estão melhor encontrando regularmente. Humans are better off meeting regularly. Strict. This is the same. Oh no, the final. This is truly the final sentence. Strictly avoid messages for serious discussions. Strictly avoid. Strict means rígido or rigidamente. Evitar mensagens. So avoid is to evitar, to not do, to go away, to not do something with intention. So that is all. We don't have any more English to look at. Maybe you do. Maybe you, yes, you have doubts that I did not answer. Leave a comment. Subscribe, inscrever, leave a comment. Coming up next, though, we're not focusing on the English. We're not focusing on the language. We're focusing on the topic with questions and conversation about texting and how do you destroy your human relations? Do you use texting to destroy human relations? Texting habit is destroying human relations, but we're going to forget the habit. Texting is destroying human relations. If you are a human and if you are a human now, most likely, doesn't matter what age you are, não se importa qual idade você tem. Probably you use a cell phone and probably people are texting you. Now, do you respond? I don't know. But probably you're receiving text messages. Some of you might have group texts, but everyone texts someone and everyone receives texts from someone else. So this opinion is about the effect, the impact of texting on human relations, not on human psychology, not on your own individual mental health. No, this is about your relationships with other humans. So the socializing, the talking, the communicating, the building, construir de relações entre outros humanos e o afeto, o impacto de texting. So, first question, how often, com qual frequência, ou com o que frequência? Como vocês usam em português? Com o que ou com qual? I think o que, né? How often do you talk on the phone with other humans? Or animals, but I am imagining just humans here. How often do you talk on the phone with other humans? Com qual, com o que frequência? Você fala mesmo. Você fala no telefone com outros humanos. Me personally, it's more than, for example, in high school, I would never talk on the phone to other people. In university, I would never talk on the phone to other people. I would text a lot, but you're with people all the time. Texting was new. Texting was new. It was expensive. Now in the United States, people don't use WhatsApp. As pessoas não usam o WhatsApp. Por quê? Porque eles têm um, acordos com os servidores, né? Que vendem o dados celulares e normalmente você recebe texting gratuitamente, sem limite. So, different time when I was in high school and university. High school texting was new, more or less. There was no smartphones really until the end of my high school life. So texting was difficult. You had to text, you had to use your fingers more. Você tinha que usar os seus dedos mais. Para colocar C, você tem que passar A e B no teclado. Para colocar, L, já, J, K, L. So it was more difficult to text, and it was expensive. Now, again, the question is about talking, falar mesmo no telefone. I talk to friends in California on the phone, sometime maybe about once every 2 weeks, once every 10 days, uma vez por 10 dias. And my family, my parents especially, maybe every 3 days, uma vez por cada 3 dias. How often do you text other humans? Com o que frequência você está enviando mensagens por telefone aos outros humanos? Much more frequently. Much more frequently. I text people for work. I text friends. I don't have many, but I text friends sometimes. I text my baby mama, Camila. I text my parents, students. So, I don't like to text, but it's much more frequent. Com muito mais frequência. It's much more often than talking on the phone. One thing, and I'm talking about texting, voice messages. Is that texting? Is that leaving a voicemail? What does that fit under? Onde isso cabe? No texting, ou de falar no telefone mesmo, de enviar mensagem, mas não ser texting mesmo. I hate voice messages, and let me say why. Because I like privacy. And if I'm with other people, I don't want to be putting in headphones to listen to a message. Eu preferia só olhar no meu celular, na tela, e ler. It's much easier to read a text than have to plug in headphones to maintain my privacy and listen to someone's messages. So if you're sending me a voice message, I am not going to listen to it. Probably not. And if it's over 2 minutes, definitely not. For an important conversation, do you prefer texting or phone calls or in-person presential? Para uma conversa importante, o que você preferia? Você prefere fazer texting? Você prefere phone call, ligação mesmo? Ou você prefere ficar presencial, né? Presencial. For an important conversation, not texting, phone call or in person for me, presential. Phone call is okay, especially if you use FaceTime or if you're doing a video call, looking at someone's face. I think that's okay, but I think I prefer presential, right? In person, important conversations. What about you? If someone calls you and you are not expecting it. Se alguém te ligasse e você não estava esperando uma ligação, are you more likely to pick it up or not pick it up? Você está mais provável atender ou não atender essa ligação inesperada? If someone calls you and you are not expecting it, are you more likely to pick up or not pick up the phone? For me, absolutely not pick up the phone. Almost never. If it's a familiar person, excuse me, I will not, almost never answer or pick up the phone the first call. If you call me twice or 3 times, okay, boom. That's my secret. It's my filter. 3 times, 2 or 3 phone calls, you got me. I'm picking up the phone. 1 time, no. If it's a phone number I do not recognize, se é número que eu não reconheço, que não é familiar, never, nunca. I never pick up a phone if I don't know exactly who's calling me. Especially here, because I don't give my cell phone number to people. I have WhatsApp, and it's different. My WhatsApp number is my American phone, my old American phone number. And my celular brasileiro é o número de Brasil. Então é diferente. Se alguém está ligando o meu celular, mesmo, com certeza, com quase certeza, 100% certeza que eu não tenho nada de falar com essa pessoa ou empresa. Think about your generation, your peers. Pensa no seu geração, nos seus companheiros, na geração. As pessoas que ficam no mesmo idade que você. Esse grupão de pessoas. Think about your generation, your peers. Is your generation more likely to call friends and family or to text friends and family? Ou sua geração é mais provável ligar aos amigos e família ou mandar mensagem por text aos amigos e família? I am a millennial. I was born in 1992. Eu nasci em 92. My generation are texters. Maybe a little bit on the phone now. Maybe the pandemic got us doing Zoom calls and FaceTimes. But my generation are texting. We grew up texting in high school and university. Everything for us is through a text, more or less. If someone's calling us, we get a little bit nervous or scared or ansiedade, né? Quando alguma pessoa está te ligando. Minha geração é pessoas que mandam mensagem. Não gostamos, né? Eu acho, não gostamos usar o telefone, falar no telefone. No, we're texters. What about your generation? Do you think humans are better off or worse off because of texting? Se você acha humanos estão melhor ou pior por culpa do texting? That's a tough one. I think better off because it's a time-saving option. Texting is a time-saving option, although I think there's a limit, right? If you're in group chats, if you have many different friends that you text with, or plus work and students and friends, family, people, parents from your kids' friends, and all these different people. I think that no passado, se todas as pessoas queriam falar com você, eles esperariam para ver você pessoalmente. Talvez eles iam ligar e você tem a escolha atender ou não atender. Mas eu acho agora com texting todo mundo está recebendo mais comunicações e mais mensagens ah, que se não tivéssemos texting, talvez nossas vidas seriam mais quietas, mais calmas. But now, work, I mean, just from work, and I'm an English teacher, so I don't have it so bad. But imagine getting emails and texts, after work at 6, 7 p.m. from people you were just working with all fucking day. Um, and people know, as pessoas sabem que você está recebendo uma mensagem, né? Eles sabem. Então tem uma pressão nas pessoas atender, responder aos mensagens que recebem no texting. So I think we are better off. We're more productive, but maybe our mental health, a saúde mental, está piorando. So that's what I think. What do you think? Are humans better off or worse off because of texting? Our final segment right now. Why do I think this matters to Brazilians? Porque eu acho isso se importa aos brasileiros. Well, I don't think it does. I mean, it's not particularly special for Brazil, but Brazil is a country of humans with jobs and relationships and brains and mental healths and physical healths, saúde. So I think this is more a personal mental health topic, I think, than a national topic. Cell phones and texting are technologies that everyone uses every day, for better or for worse. Some of us suffer because of the ample or large adaptation of any new technology. Some of us thrive. Some of us have much success, and it's easy to succeed with new technology. Some of us, it's more difficult. New technology creates new problems, new pressure. So, self-reflection, introspection about your technology habits might improve, pode melhorar seu saúde mental, might improve your mental health. That is all. Thank you for listening to the English Language Learning Podcast. Inscrever, subscribe, dá like, dislike, comentário. But I appreciate any engagement. I appreciate you listening to this. And again, it is for people who just need something to help them, something extra to help you